Good evening. Now, I'm fully aware that I'm the only one on the screen. I'm fully aware that Rob is not here just yet. He's on his way. He is barreling along Watling Street as we speak. For those of you who don't know where Watling Street is, it's in Dartford and he's on his way. He's left me on my own. I'm not quite sure how I'm meant to take this on. It is what it is, and I'm hoping for the best. Now, for those of you who don't know, there is a thing that Rob does. I'm trying to find it. It's somewhere. There it is. Jeremy, I'm guessing that's his name, Jeremy Wheeler's. He's doing a 30-mile walk for Alzheimer's. Links there. Do your best. Hope for the best. There's one person in the chat. If you can do that, that'll be amazing. We'll wait for Rob to turn up. He'll do his thing. Who do I have in the live? There's two of you now. Come on. Let me know you are. I'm not used to doing this shit on my own. I'm feeling a bit worried. Hammerhead, he said today couldn't get any better. Oh wait, it can. We got a bit of Gatesy and a bit of Dookie Baby. A big up you lads, massive legends. Listen, I feel a bit lost without the Rob. He's not here. Look, I can look left and right. He's nowhere to be seen. I feel a bit lost, but we're doing the video for obviously the Liverpool game tomorrow, and I don't know how you guys feel. It's not going to be easy, kids. I feel very concerned. I do feel very concerned about tomorrow. Now, Gatesy and I have been backwards and forwards in a WhatsApp message today, and we've had a bit of a discussion around what we expect to see lineup wise tomorrow. And the general consensus is the pair of us are expecting maybe a slightly weakened side. But it depends on what you say weakened side. See, now I would consider maybe Johnson on the left, Ashby on the right, Crowell, Benrahma, Vlasic coming in to replace the usual faces. Now, I know Rob's going to be joining us shortly, and he'll have all his malarkey up in the background. I don't think he's uploaded it yet, to be honest with you. He probably has, probably hasn't. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. But I'm of the ilk that this isn't a throwaway game. This isn't a one that we can put on the back burner. Good evening, Richard. I see you there. Thank you for joining me. I'm on my own. This is all a bit weird for me. Your young boy, he does a hell of a lot better job than me on my own, and I've got a number of years on him. If he wants to give me some hints and tips on how to carry myself forward, I'll be more than appreciative. Like I say, do you guys feel that this is a throwaway game against Liverpool? Is this one that we can really give up on 3 points? Would you rather, a simple game? I say a simple game against Seville. It really isn't, is it? The Seville game is now in the Southampton. This is massive. This is a huge game coming up against Seville. So do you rest tomorrow? What do you do? Let me know in the chat, guys. Richard says that I'm running the show badly, Richard. Badly. I'm making it up as I go along, hoping for the best. For me personally, I don't want to throw away tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be difficult no matter what. Tomorrow's going to be a game that really isn't as simple. I've got to say, we did turn over Liverpool in the league. I say turned them over. We beat them, beat Chelsea. We've beaten City on penalties, beaten United in the cup. So this isn't beat Spuds. This isn't a kind of a toss away moment, but it's that kind of. I don't know what to expect. I mean, Richard says here he's got a 500-mile round trip tomorrow. Screw that, son. Screw that. And you know what? I'm of the same ilk, Rich. I really hope we don't go in half-hearted. I get that we could go in with a slightly weaker side. I mean, a focus for me does have to be on Seville on Thursday night. Just because I know that sounds stupid, but just because we have to go all in now. You see what I mean? I think fourth place is going to be a massive difficulty tomorrow, or the rest of this season, not just tomorrow. Sorry. I think we're going to even struggle to finish top 6, top 7. So the Europa League now really does pose our best opportunity of European football next season. It also is our only chance of a shot of a trophy this season. And listen, we've been waiting long enough, haven't we? I mean, 42 years now since Trevor Brooking fell over his shoelaces and scored the header. So I'm now at a point where this is paramount now. I would have rather have the FA Cup, but as the FA Cup is what it is. Hey, oh, my saviour appears, and he goes on the right side of the screen eventually. Listen, you bald, sexy bastard. It is so nice to see you. I have literally blagged my way through.
I've been watching.
Blagged it. I don't think I did too badly. I wasn't
great.
Hey, listen, I was no Jake Cox. I've got to say that to Richard in the chat. No Jake Cox.
There's only one Jake Cox, let me tell you.
And I blagged it. And I'm glad you're here because now I feel a little bit more relaxed. My heart's not pounding in my chest a little bit. But hey, how you been? How was work? You good?
Yeah, not bad. Just chaotic, I think is the word I'm looking for. Hence why I'm a little bit late. I mean, the roads are not great. I mean, you know what South East London and sort of North West Kent is like, mate. It's not great when the rain starts coming down. Yeah. It is what it is. So that's why I'm a bit late. Apologies to all of those that were here on time. But listen,
well, there was one
better late than never. Better late than never.
I mean, listen, this lovely woman here, she's been an absolute godsend. God love her.
Bless her.
And I'm going to be polite. She's been really good over the last 48 hours to me. She's been a little shoulder, a little rock for me. God bless her. She's been fantastic, and thank you for that, Happy. It's been much appreciated. Hammerhead, I want to see something new from scoot teeth back in. Something new from Moyes tomorrow, but at the same time, it is Liverpool, so nothing stupid.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're going to get it, Hammerhead. I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you in the slightest, but do I think you're going to see anything out of the ordinary? Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, I have to say, Rob, before you came on, I don't know if you caught it. Like I said, I'd be happy if Johnson moves out to the left to replace, Cresswell, albeit injured or not. And I'll be honest with you, I'd rather save Cresswell for Thursday. And then maybe give Ashby the start out on the right.
Wow.
Crowell was the CDM alongside Bryce because I think Souček is blowing out of his rear end. And then probably Vlasic, Benrahma, Bowen, and take your pick out of Lanzini and Fornals for me. And I haven't seen your doohickey. So it is what it is. That's where I'm at. I don't want to see too many wholesale changes, but I'm fully aware that now our key is Thursday.
Yeah,
for me, our key is Thursday. We're at the FA Cup. The league looks like it's slipping away, for want of a better word. Yes, Happy, I am. I am being kind to you. The league.
Are you going up to Anfield, Happy? Oh, you lucky girl.
No, she can't be, is she?
She's just said she's buzzing to see Richard. I'm guessing Richard's going up there as well. I don't know. unless
Gatesy,
they're
you've heard about her car, right? That thing breaks down every 200 yards. She can't be going up there unless she's getting a lift from Cam or
maybe.
someone.
I don't know. I don't know. Well,
She can't be going, not in her car.
You know the circle. Oh, look. There you go. Just to really
Yeah.
accentuate it. You know the highfalutin circles that she mixes in.
Well,
It's
I have
really...
to say, just to give everyone the idea, I'm working from 8 tomorrow morning until 5 p.m. I then take roughly 2.5 hours off. And the guy that I'm working with tomorrow night, my assistant manager, he's a Liverpool fan, Rob.
Nobody's perfect.
He starts work at 5, so he has to work while the game's on. Whilst I sit at the end of the bar saying, "Give me a drink," and while we're losing, I can watch it on screen. And he has to bow down to me, Rob. He has to bow down to me. No, I mean, God, it hurts tomorrow. Oh,
Well, do you want to see the teams that I suspect?
can I just question Happy on this? Millwall away 2012.
That
10
was
years
Winston Reed.
ago.
No, not Winston Reed. What was that?
I reckon Happy
game.
was 52 in that game. I reckon she was in her early 50s, early to mid 50s in that game.
Have you never learned? I mean, you know the abuse you get on that WhatsApp group where she's in.
Yeah, but it's Happy in it. I love her.
She's starting to abuse me. Have you noticed? She's a little bully.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Yeah,
Rob.
I'm not happy.
She's a little bully. Little being the operative word. But
5 foot 1.8 inches. She keeps telling us.
The 0.8 is massive. I know that to be true.
Well, I'd be ecstatic with a point. I got to say, I would be absolutely ecstatic with a point. However,
I'll
tell you what. Look, let me get rid of that. Let me go full. This is what I kind of suspect we might see tomorrow, and you'll notice straight away. It's pretty much the normal team. I don't
full strength.
Well, no, this is not. This is what I kind of think. I think David Moyes is going to go. I think he's going to go with the normal 11. I've just got a funny feeling. I could be wrong, but
I mean, don't listen, mean rude, Rob. I hope you are.
Have we really rotated all this season? Well, really, other than bringing Areola in for cup games and all the rest of it, it's like, well, really, no, he doesn't. And that's what cost us on Wednesday night. So do I expect he's going to shuffle the pack? Well, I'm not expecting it. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I think we need to. If the question is, what is the team I would put out? It wouldn't be that team, because I think I'd probably have the Seville game in mind. And listen, we've discussed it. We've had messages going back and forth today. And I'll be completely honest. I think that even with our strongest possible 11, even if O'Bonnell was fit, even if there were other players that are out of the equation, could be utilised from the bench, whether you think they're good enough or not. But Yarmolenko, Masuaku, Noble, whatever, if we had everybody fit and available, I think we still go to Anfield and get beat, if I'm being brutally honest. So is there any point in putting out our strongest possible 11 tomorrow, getting beat, and then having the game a couple of days later against Seville and possibly having maybe an injury or two or whatever? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not too sure, but I don't really suspect that he's going to change it that much. So that's kind of what I think we're probably going to be seeing tomorrow, or something very close to it.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
I mean, the concerning thing is, Rob, and Happy says it in the chat there, Moyes said after the cup boot, we were legging. You know what? He's said that a couple of times this season, I have to say. But he's not, as Happy says, do something about it. But he hasn't. Now, for me, Ben Johnson has proven capable to play left back as he has right back this season. Well, you know what? If Cressy picked up a slight knock or an injury or whatever it was that he picked up against before the game against the Saints, or after the game against Wolves. Was it Wolves? Wolves. I don't even know what day of the week it is. If then give him another few days. Let's not dick around. We know that Cresswell is key. His absence against Southampton was huge. You know, his delivery from corners, set pieces, etc. It was huge. His defending, it was huge. I'd rather have him available for the game against Seville than I would tomorrow. So then you can stick Ben Johnson out on the left. He's proved capable of doing that. Ashby showed that he could do a job against Arsenal when he came off the bench after, you know, the
But do you honestly think that he would go with that? I mean, how many times have we had youth on the bench? I mean, Wednesday was a case in point. You know, why not sling on an Occo Flex? Why not sling on a Sonny Perkins? 5 minutes plus injury time. We're 2-1 down in a cup competition.
But you're in a
roll the dice.
Well, it might not even be Ashby out on the left, mate. It might even be Sufau out there if he's back from his injury. It might be Sufau out there. So it might even be Fredericks out there. We don't know. Listen, I've got a feeling that if you were in my mindset, I'd leave Cresswell out. I'd probably drop Dawson and bring in Diop to play alongside Zuma. I know we all got caught on the hop with that, and he went 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whatever you want. Midfield, I probably would drop Big Tom. The bloke's been playing 2 years without a day off.
If it was me picking it, Duke, I've got to be honest, I would drop out Rice and Souček tomorrow. If I'm being honest, I would play Kral and Noble.
I don't think you'd drop both.
I would.
Drop one
because I like I say, I don't think we could put out our strongest 11 tomorrow, and I don't think it makes the blindest bit of difference other than the scoreline. As far as the result is concerned,
I get that, but then we would have said that at the London Stadium the first time round, Rob.
But home fixture's different.
But we had the home fixture against them last year when we might as well just drop their kicks, grab their ankles, and go on and take me. And they did. Let's not fuck about.
They did. But I mean, listen. Like I say, this is just me saying what I would.
Players may show up tomorrow. You know, players may show up tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would like to say I would make a good few changes. I would, Marzi. I would rest Souček and Rice tomorrow. I seriously would, because as I say, I think even if they play tomorrow, in all likelihood, we get beat and we get beat well. So I would be saving them for the Seville game. Seville is, for me, this is just my opinion. Seville is a far bigger game in terms of what we're trying to achieve this season, what we aspire to achieve this season, than tomorrow could ever hope to be, in my opinion.
For me, tomorrow is big in the grand scheme of the season that it is, and I'm not going to lie, with regards to positional finishes. Let's not mess around. Liverpool can go back within 3 points, and City have still got to play United. Now we could be a massive problem in Liverpool's side tomorrow. We could, and that's why I wouldn't want to change a huge amount with what we've got going on. If we were to drop Fornals or Lanzini and bring in, Vlasic.
I'd have Vlasic and Ben Rama in that lineup tomorrow. 100.
So who would you drop out of Fornals and Lanzini? You can only drop one.
I would. Well, to be honest with you, I'd probably drop neither of them. I'd probably be dropping Bowen and Antonio tomorrow.
Oh.
Because I think they need to be fit for the Seville game. Because I'm not being funny. We know that Michail Antonio's hamstrings are risky. Now, so far they've held up this season, but we keep rolling the dice. We keep playing him for 90 minutes, 80 minutes, 85 minutes. At some point, Duke, and don't forget he's also had international football this season as well as European football.
That's massive.
At some point, it's I did see that fact a little bit earlier. That's an achievement. But I would not play Souček, I would not play Rice, I would not play Bowen, and I would not play Antonio tomorrow. That's just me. Because I would be, like I say, I'm just of the opinion we could play them tomorrow and still get beat in all likelihood. The game on Thursday night is much, much bigger, and that would be what I would be shooting at. If we get beat tomorrow by putting out a team of like Vlasic, Ben Rama, and let's be honest, they're not pub players. They're
No,
not
I
pub
was going to
players. They
say
should be
they're
able to
still.
take to the pitch tomorrow at Anfield and do a job.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, let's not dick around. I mean, as much as there are certain fan channels out there that expect me to badmouth Ben Rama at every opportunity, I want nothing more than Ben Rama to turn up tomorrow and go ping, ping, ping. There's a hat trick of assists. There's a goal that I've scored myself, and West Ham, 3, 4, 5, whatever the case may be. We know it's not going to happen. But that being said,
exactly that 2 up.
2 up, 2 down says must prioritise Seville. Now, I mean, I'm inclined to agree, but
I knew there was a but.
But how much do you sacrifice tomorrow to prioritise the Seville game? Now, you don't want to rock up and go, right, okay, we're going to put Areola in goal. We're gonna drop Ben Johnson or Longelo at left back, Baptiste, Alessi, and Ashby. We're going to put Noble and Crowell.
Jazz.
Then we're going to have maybe left and right. You're going to look at maybe Occo Flex and, take your pick, Ben Rama, whatever. And then up top, you're going to have Perkins and then fill in the gaps as you feel necessary. That's great. And listen, if he decides to go with that and he decides to make 8 or 9 changes tomorrow, then so be it. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and go, "You got it fucking wrong, boys." Right? I'm not going to be that person. But I'm also of a point where, you know what? We gave Liverpool a run for money at home, and yes, it's at Anfield. I get that. We went up to Old Trafford and barred extra time. We did all right up there. In the FA Cup was that last season. I think we held our own.
I've done about all right. I thought we were crap last season. You're on about the game where what's his face come on and run around like a headless chicken. Yeah.
But we held our own up there, Gatesy. We didn't concede
on the scoreboard. Yeah,
listen,
but in terms of
but that's where it matters, Gatesy. That's where it matters on the scoreboard, right? Listen. How many times did Arsenal win 1-0 and they were absolute dog shit during their their unbeatable season? Yeah, I'd take a 1-0 win where we play poor, mate. I'll rock up there tomorrow and I'll give Liverpool 95% possession. And I'd do a United at home when Ludek McCloskey and Kenny Brown ruined United's title season, right? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That works for me. That works for me tomorrow. Now, I'd accept a few changes tomorrow. I would. Longelo maybe, or Johnson over to the left and Ashby. The 2 centre backs. I'd even go with Fabianski because let's be honest, they don't have to do much between the sticks. He might have a lot of bending over to do tomorrow, picking balls at the back of the net. We don't know. I drop Souček rather than Rice, and I bring in Crowell. I'd then go probably Ben Rama where Fornals is. I'd probably go Lanzini where he is. I'd go Bowen where he is, and I'd go Vlasic up top or swap Vlasic and Bowen around. Now, I do that because I feel that when we turn up and we play, and we do, we turn up, we play, and we do. We are capable of picking up a point. When we turn up, we play, and we do. We turned up, we played, and we did against Liverpool at the London Stadium, and we picked up 3 points. And we were the better side, okay?
Dan?
Against City, we turned up, we played, we stuck to our game plan, we took it to extra time, we went to penalties, we got the win. Now, if we can do that all the way through till tomorrow and we pick up a point against Liverpool, then so be it. It's a success. I don't want to go up there and throw away like Happy says, she doesn't want to travel up there. And I can't even see her name at the top, but I know it's hers. right? All I saw was I won't be happy travelling 4.5 hours and not see my man. And then Mr. Cox, a bit further back, says that he doesn't want to travel all the way up there. I hope we don't go half-hearted, right? For the fans' sake, I hope that's true.
Let me just throw that a little bit on its head, though. I appreciate you've paid good money, and a 500-mile round trip on a Saturday is an awfully big commitment. However, if we did what I'm suggesting and rest certain key players and bring in other players that are not quite as established in the first team as the ones that I'm proposing that we should rest, although I don't suspect they will be, which is why the team is what it is. But if we then went to Seville and got a much needed result, and when I say a much needed result, I would even, and I said this on a voice note to you, I actually think that if we went to Seville and lost 2-1, I would actually be quite confident of bringing them back to the London Stadium and being able to overturn that deficit. Okay. Obviously, if it becomes a 2-0, 3-0 game, then I think we got a problem. Now, if we was to put out a weaker team tomorrow and be able to get a better result on Thursday, would you be happier with that, Richard? I would argue that you would be.
Hey, listen, we all know damn well that the game against Seville on Thursday is massive. To the point that I'm off all next weekend because I'm going to my country music festival.
Yes, you
are. Yeah, I mean, right. This what she's put here is huge. I saw this earlier, and I was like, the players that are injured.
Yes. Now,
right.
that was going to be something I was going to mention because, and I will just get this up on the screen just real quick because I did put this together last night, and this is before I was aware of certain players being injured. So, and I haven't had a chance to rejig it. So, Allison will be in goal, no problem. The fullbacks, fairly standard. Robertson left, Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right, standard. Virgil van Dijk, one of the centre backs. Now, obviously, it was mentioned there that Joel Matip is unavailable, will be unavailable tomorrow. So I suspect it will be Konate that will be drafted in. Possibly Joe Gomez, but I think more likely Konate. Then you come to midfield. You've got Fabinho sitting, no problem at all. Keita, I've been told, is also on the unavailable list. So I suspect it may well be Jordan Henderson, maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain at a push, but I suspect it could well be Jordan Henderson replacing Keita. And the other one, I think, will be Harvey Elliott. Then up top, I mean, listen, you look at Liverpool's front line, even on the bench, it's frightening. I mean, look at that, what you've got there. You've got Luis Diaz on the left, Sadio Mane through the middle, Mo Salah on the right. And you look on their reserves, it's like you've got Bobby Firmino, you've got Divock Origi, and you've got Diogo Jota. I mean, it's like, if you replace that front three with the other three, would you actually sort of like go, oh, that's all right? You'd still be going, Jesus Christ, we got our work cut out for us. That is a cracking team. That is a phenomenal team, let me tell you. And even when you you look at the bench and those three strikers that I've mentioned, you just go, bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just messaging Paul. 10, 15 minutes. Listen, they're a side that is fighting for the Premier League title, Rob. Okay. A few weeks ago.
Agree with that statement from Jazz, yes.
You know, a few weeks ago, you wouldn't have even contemplated them being in with a shout. Okay.
No, they've reined them back, haven't they?
Yeah. So they are flying. Happy, love you, princess. We'll see you soon. They're no mugs, are they?
No.
Let's be quite straightforward and simple. They're no mugs.
Hang on. Liverpool as a honeymoon destination. Jazz, behave.
Happy will you marry me?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I mean, the answer is no.
I hope you will, my friend.
Listen, there's no stopping us from going up there and getting something. I think it's fucking ridiculous to think it, but there's no stopping us from going up there and getting something. We're capable.
Do you not know who that is, Happy? It's Jazz.
It's Jazz.
It's Jazz. Surely you knew he's got a YouTube channel, West Ham Irons channel. Go and give him a sub. I'm sure you must be winding me up. I think she's winding me up. I thought she knew.
If she's not, she deserves a slap.
Oh no, we can't have that, Duke.
On
Violence
the
against a
chuckus.
woman.
On the chuckus.
Just a little tap we're talking.
Just a gentle love tap where they like it.
Where they like it. Does she know this?
She knows.
Oh, she does know. She's pulling my plonker.
Not the first.
Well, probably the last as well. Yeah. She's not here. That's fine. But listen, Liverpool are a phenomenal team, and let's have a look at this. Right, this doesn't make for. It's naughty Jazz, yes. Oh dear, evil George. Yeah, let's have a look at this. I mean, this is recent form. Yes, exactly. Their Premier League form. Win, 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 win. Their form in all competitions. Win, 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 win. Our form in the Premier League. Loss, win, drew, win. Our form in all competitions. Win, drew, win, loss. You tell me. You tell me. How's this going to end, Duke?
Listen, there's got to be an L in there sometime, Rob.
Oh, there will be. There will be. But I don't think it's coming tomorrow.
Hey, listen, no one says it can't.
No, I'm not saying it can't. But listen, and you know me, I'm reasonably optimistic, but I'm also realistic. And it's like I say, we could put out our strongest possible 11, even if Bonner was fit, and we had everybody fit and firing. Going to Anfield historically, I mean, Steve left me a voice note. He turned around and said, up until that win in 2015, we'd won a World Cup more recently than we'd won at Anfield. And there it is. That's the magnitude of the task that faces West Ham when we go to Anfield. For some reason, I mean, we've got a much better record at places like Stamford Bridge, at Old Trafford than we do at Anfield. For some reason, we turn up at Anfield and it's like we just go, here's the 3 points.
Yeah, listen, it's not over. It's not over.
I'm not saying it's over.
Tomorrow.
I'm not saying it's over. I'm just being realistic. We're going to be hard pressed to get anything tomorrow.
Oh, we are.
And that Premier League form and in all competitions thing just makes you go, yeah, that's the task that we're facing. And like I say, that's recent form, right? This is our last 10 meetings. Okay, now look at that and try and make a case. 10 fixtures, 1 win, 1 draw, 8 defeats. Okay, try and make a case, Duke. Convince me.
I can convince you that we beat them 3-2 in the last game.
Yes,
so
we
therefore,
did well.
Therefore, fortune favours us.
Okay. I agree with exactly what Jazz is saying. A draw would be incredible. Incredible. And Milesy said it earlier. I think he's predicted a Desmond. He's predicted a 2-2.
In all fairness,
oh my God, that would be brilliant.
We've only not scored in 3 of those other 9 games.
Well, the last 3 games they said it on the radio earlier. The last 4 games we've played at Anfield, we've scored in 3 of them. So I'm backing us to score. I'm absolutely backing us to score. Partly because I think that both Bowen and Antonio will play, and I know. Some people might say one swallow does not a summer make, but I saw things in Antonio's last couple of performances that just suggest to me that he's getting back towards his best.
Well, we'd like him to be.
Yeah. He's not there yet, but it looks like he's heading in the right direction. It looks like he's possibly going back towards being the Michail Antonio that he was in the early part of this season, which
he's
you
not
have
been
to take as a
perfect.
positive.
Yeah.
So, but just to sort of like show you something else that will make you cringe, Duke. That's our historical head-to-head. Again.
Yeah, but again, it means Jack diddly shit. That red back in a few months ago, that read 28, 37, 78. And we still bucked the trend and picked up 3 points. I mean, it's not against the realms of improbability, Rob. It really isn't.
No, listen, I get that, but like I say, I just struggle, and like I say, I do try to be optimistic, but I have to put a strand of realism. I'm not a blind optimist. You know what I mean? I'm an optimist
job.
with my I'm an optimist with my eyes wide open. Tomorrow, we are up against it. And our form has not been great. Their form has been phenomenal. They're blowing teams away. They've taken a title race that looked a month ago like it was a foregone conclusion. And they're 6 points back. They have a game in hand. And then they've got that game that they've got to play at the Etihad. They win that and they're level. And this a month ago was all done and dusted by the shouting.
Well, listen. They come up against us tomorrow. They got to get that game out of the way first, Rob. And for me, you know, if they're stupid enough, and I said this to someone earlier, if they are stupid enough to look beyond us and decide that the more important game is somewhere down the line, we may well shit all over them. If they're stupid enough to look beyond tomorrow, you can't do that. We've learned that elsewhere down the line, is that you cannot look beyond tomorrow. Tomorrow is the more key fixture for both teams.
Yeah.
You know, we'd be stupid enough to look beyond it and go, well, I want to, no. I could be stupid, like, oh, well, we'll forget this and we'll go after Seville on Thursday. But again, if you're stupid enough to look beyond, you deserve what comes from the present. And Liverpool could suffer from that, and we could suffer from that. If we're going to look beyond Liverpool and go for Seville, and Liverpool are going to look beyond us and go, maybe the Etihad, maybe this game, maybe that game, you're looking at a drab draw.
Really?
Yeah. If both teams are going to look beyond the current game, then both teams are going to shoot themselves in the foot.
I don't think both teams will be looking beyond this game. I think one team will be, and it's us.
No, see, you said that, though. Liverpool going, well, they've got the Etihad game to come. They've got the game in hand. They've got this. They've got that. Maybe that's what they're thinking on, Rob.
Give me a score prediction. And if anybody's in the live chat that wants to get their score predictions in, please do. I mean, what are you thinking for a scoreline?
Do you want my hand on heart or my head?
You can give us both. No rule against it.
Okay, my heart, West Ham through and through, is going a 2-2 draw.
Wow, that would be great. I'd be like, wow, what a result.
And I see us going 1-0 up and 1-2 up.
Wow.
My head, however.
Yep.
And if I was a betting man, and if I was to drop cash, I'd drop a cash on a 2-2, but I'd also drop cash on a 3-0 reverse. And see us lose 3-0 tomorrow.
I think 4-1.
Listen,
I can see 4-1. I think we'll score, but I think they'll have more than enough.
Yeah, I can see it, and that's the sad part of it, Rob.
Yeah,
that's the sad part of it.
Is what it is.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, there's very little of these nuggets, sadly, that give us an awful lot of solace. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, you look at the recent record, you look at the last 10 head-to-head, you look at our historical record, etc., etc., and it's just like, ooh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find a chink of light, a little bit of optimism that I can cling on to, where I can legitimately point to and make a case that is credible, that says we can go to Anfield and win. I don't, in all honesty, hand on heart, believe that we can. And that would be either, like I say, I repeat, even with our strongest possible 11 that we could put out there, even if Ogbonna was fit, even if everybody was available and we had as strong a bench as possible, and maybe David Moyes actually utilised all 3 subs, but that's another story. I just can't see any possible scenario that suggests that we're going to go there and win. There are a limited number of scenarios that I could possibly conjure up a creditable draw, like even a 0-0. A 0-0 would, imagine holding Anfield to Liverpool at Anfield to a 0-0. That front line and the front, and like I say, not just the front line that I put up of Diaz, Mane, and Salah, but then if they've got sitting on the bench Jota, Origi, and Firmino, I mean, if they could call on that, the game's not sort of going that well, they could bring on 1, 2, or all 3 of those as substitutes, and if we could go all 90 and hold them out to a clean sheet, good God, that'd be ridiculous. But I can't see it. I just.
Oh, you cut out. Yeah, I'm worried, Rob. Now I've heard you wax lyrical. But then saying that, I mean, you go back a clip on your thing. Just go back one for me.
Hang on. Say that again.
Go back.
Go back. This
one. Slides. Yeah. No, not that one. Not the Mo Salah. The corners one. That's the one. It says there that West Ham and Liverpool have scored the most goals from corners than any other Premier League side so far this season, 12 and 9.
Yep.
And we've conceded, from what I believe, is the least from corners. Is that right? Reading that.
Liverpool won the last 6 rounds. Just 5 of the 50 conceded to overcome points. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know whether it's the least amount in the Premier League, but 3 out of 20 and 2 out of 34. If there's anyone that's doing better than that, good luck.
I mean, that's 2. We've conceded 2 goals in our last 34. So out of 34 goals, only 2 have been conceded from corners. Now that says a lot. The fact that our boys at the back are quite hench and massive. Also says the same for Liverpool. But then let's look at what you've got coming forward from a corner and what we've played in our last 34 goals conceded. Liverpool's 20 games that they've conceded the last 3, or 20 goals they've conceded 3. Guarantee that Liverpool's teams that have the other 17 goals that they've conceded haven't had a Zuma, a Dawson or Diop, a Souček, Rice, Antonio kind of presence in their box, have they?
Will they all play? I mean, put it this way: do you think all of those names that you've just mentioned play tomorrow?
Well, if you've put it, then yes.
Well, no. I'm asking you. Like I say, that the team that I put up earlier is what I suspect David Moyes will pick.
So
as
then,
I
yes,
I stress it's not what I would go with.
If we both believe that Moyes is going to pick that team, then yes.
No, but I'm asking, do you believe it? Like I say, that was my little concoction. Do you think so? What are your thoughts?
I think the only one that won't will probably be Krau. Will be Souček, because Krau will play.
Okay.
The other substitutions will be, or the other changes will be maybe Ashby at right back, Krau, maybe Vlasic will start ahead of Antonio. Then maybe. But listen, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters, Rob. we go there. Whatever team he picks, we've got to go out there and do a job. If we can do a job up there, whether it be a draw or a win and 3 points, I don't think it doesn't matter either way. We've just got to do the job. I don't want to throw away Premier League games. I really don't. I'm beginning to think that yes, the Europa League begs our best chance of whatever it is that we want to do for the rest of the season. But I'm also aware that trying to finish in the top 7 could well give us Europa League football next season or European football next season. Be that
provided one of the top 4 teams wins the FA Cup,
which you'd like to think more than likely.
Yeah, I think so. Although there's a little part of me, I have to say that, and I know it
or wins the Champions League.
Yeah, because doesn't it sort of? I can't remember now. Anyway, I mean, as I said, I think I said it to you on a voice note after the Southampton game that there's a little part of me that would actually like Southampton to go on and win it. But then when someone pointed out and said about, well, if that happens,
we need Liverpool.
Yeah. If that happens and it's then the last European place goes down to 6th, and I'm like, maybe not.
We need Liverpool or City to win the FA Cup.
Or who else is? There's another team that's still in there, isn't it? Chelsea is still there.
Oh yeah, Chelsea's still there.
Yeah. And did you notice in the draw that those 3 have been kept apart? Funny that.
Oh, surprised that, yeah.
I know. Who'd have thought it? And listen, I'm not sort of like, I'm not gonna sit here and go cold balls, warm balls. You know. Well, all right.
I'm a bit chilly.
Yeah. That's that little factoid that Milesy
yes,
put in the chat. Yeah. And that's I saw that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, that's
the original Mr. West Ham.
Oh, I don't know about the original. That's controversial.
No, he was. He was. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It was Mr. Dependable.
Yeah, Steve Potts was never really less than a 7 out of 10, was he?
He was always Mr. Dependable. He was the guy. I think on 3 or 4 shirts consecutively that I had his name and number on the back of my jersey, just because he was Mr. Dependable. He's Mr. Solid at the back. You got. He was Ron Seal.
He was a bit of an anomaly, though. We've gone off on a tangent now, ladies and gentlemen. We're not. This is just about Steve Potts now. This is Steve Potts hour. But he was quite an anomaly because I think he was 5'9" when he played at centre half.
Yes, he was.
I mean, he was at right. I think he was a right back for a spell. In conjunction with Tim Breaker, he was. I think he might have played a couple of games in midfield as well, really early in his career.
Yeah.
And then he found himself at centre-back alongside Alvin Martin, and you're like, that's a bit
But he did a job, though, mate, because he was a good ball-playing centre-back, It wasn't about winning the shit in the air. He left Stretch to do that, but he did his bit. And I think I've still got it. It was the Feeler shirt, actually. The Canio shirt, I believe I've got with Potts on the back.
Nice.
The Feeler one with a big old, the big collar, I believe is the one that I've got with Potsy on the back. He's definitely one of my more favourite West Ham players. Nice. I have to say.
Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, Duke?
No, I've got to go to work. Sadly,
I
was meant to start work.
I finished when you're starting.
I was meant to start work 22 minutes ago. So dear old Paul. I don't know if Rebecca's watching, his other half, but she know I'm on my way down shortly. But he's been covering me for the last half hour, so we could do this lovely video. Listen, I'm not. It's one of them, Rob. I don't want to be up against it tomorrow, and I get we can be, and I don't want to be downbeat because I know we can get points, but I'm also a realist that's like, maybe. Listen, I'll take my heart as a West Ham. I don't know. My head says 2-2.
You're being pulled in 2 directions, aren't you?
I am 2-2 and 3-0.
Yeah, as I say, I'm just going to be really honest, and like I say, it might not go down well with some people, but I can only speak my mind and say real honestly, and if people don't like it, well, I'd rather be honest. I think it's going to be 4-1. So I think it'll be convincing. But there you go. That's just my thoughts. Anyway, dude, what are we, my friend?
We're relatively large.
Yeah.
Where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Relatively large. We could be massive come tomorrow night. We could be massive come Thursday evening. But right now, we're just relatively large.
Yeah, that'll do. And don't forget, guys, please drop a like on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon. You'll be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel. Have yourselves a great weekend. For those of you that are going up to Anfield, travel safe and enjoy as much as you can.
I did the thing for your Jeremy Wheeler as well at the start.
I did see that. Yep. No, I did see that.
As best as I could.
I'll tell you what, just real quick before we do bugger off, we'll just give it a plug. It's there. Please go on to that Just Giving page. And, have we got an interloper?
Boom! Bang hammer.
Oh, you sorted them out. It's all right. Yeah, Jeremy Wheeler. Obviously, this was via Jake Cox on West Ham Unofficial. If you haven't already done so, please go there and subscribe as well. He's doing a 13-mile walk for the Alzheimer's Society, a very, very worthwhile cause. And if any of you guys have seen the effects of Alzheimer's, either first or second hand, it's absolutely devastating, really devastating thing to see. So this is a really worthwhile cause. The Just Giving link is there. Please give generously. There ain't no donation that's too small, but give what you can. And we thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. And I am going to hit end credits because I can.